Glad to have you here at the Winter Sports Media Day at Dave & Buster's. Devin Henry here alongside Dr. Jim Dean, the Executive Director here of the AIA. And glad to have you along here for the Winter Sports. I mean, I know a lot of people are thinking open division right now, but I'm going to set that aside real quick and look at Winter Sports and all that we have going on. Obviously, Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum has been such a wonderful venue to crown champions in basketball. And, of course, wrestling keeps on growing and growing. I want to start there, actually, at how you've seen girls wrestling continue to evolve. We just have school in here going, you know, our wrestling program has doubled. We went from 1 to 2. But, you know, it gives these girls an opportunity to go out and, as she was saying, I do karate, we do kickboxing, whatever. Yeah. It gives these young ladies an opportunity to get onto any sort of sports organization platform and continue to grow themselves in their high school career.
Agreed. You know, girls wrestling has exploded, similar to girls flag football. It continues to grow and grow. It is an incredibly quickly growing sport. We have had to add another division for girls wrestling for state championships, and we actually had to redo our bylaw of how we place schools because we've had so many new schools come in. And so it's a great problem to have. We would encourage all the schools across the state to add girls wrestling. It's a tremendous sport, incredibly competitive, and it's just outstanding.
What's the feedback that you've heard so far from parents, from coaches so far about integrating the girls portion of this sport into something much, much bigger now?
Yeah, you know, when we first started, the girls and the boys kind of had the same coaches and, you know, would practice similar times and those kinds of things. Now we're seeing girls programs completely split and just grow and explode. It's outstanding. The coaches are tremendous, and the caliber of wrestling is just absolutely outstanding. You know, we have girls who have come through our wrestling program in Arizona who are now, you know, on Olympic teams, on national teams, and it's just incredibly great to watch.
And now when you look at the pitch here of the soccer, we've expanded now to another open division type of format where we have the open division of soccer where now, again, all these programs, it's not about, you know, who's best at what enrollment number, what conference, whatever. These kids get the opportunity to go out and prove, hey, and are we the best of the best in the state of Arizona? How do you continue to see that expanding? What was the feedback on that here in this first year?
You know, the Open is an incredibly great concept that's now being replicated by other states. We get calls often by other states about how we're handling various open pieces. Last year's Boys Open really kind of highlighted that parity piece. Doesn't matter about enrollment when Washington and Desert Vista went to penalty kicks for the championship. So, you know, it's great because the level of athleticism in the state is tremendous, and providing the opportunity for students to compete at the highest level and elevating those opportunities, that's what we want to be about, and it's exciting to see that happening.
And then we get days like today where, you know, I feel like every day I look at the forecast. Each day the next week it's a different forecast of what's going to happen rain-wise. And, you know, you have soccer being the only sport out there that's outside during the wintertime. I remember during softball season last year, I'm talking to Flagstaff High, and they go, yeah, we're grading off the grass for the softball players
right.
to start of the season. But when it comes to outdoor sports here and in Arizona winter, there's so many different variables, whether you're in northern Arizona, here in Phoenix and whatnot. So how do you continue to help schools and help programs continue to battle it out when we get our Arizona weather here in the valley?
You know, it's kind of comical when we talk about rain and, you know, and issues with rain because other states, it's just part of what they do. But, you know, so many schools have put turf in now on their fields, which helps tremendously. And, you know, we have schools in soccer, you know, all the way up to Flagstaff. And ironically, the athletic director at Flagstaff High School, Janine Brandel, will jump on the tractor and push the snow off the field. And kids will go play soccer at Flagstaff High with banks of snow around. But it works, and it's incredibly successful, you know, from Flagstaff to Nogales to, you know, from Yuma to all the way to Morenci. This is a tremendous state, you know, up to Page, and the athleticism is unbelievable. Hard to believe that we're talking about winter sports already and that November is almost over, but here we are. Basketball is getting ready to roll. We're incredibly excited about it. There are some tremendous basketball players in this state, both seniors and younger kids as well. And so this is going to be a great season. It's going to be fun to watch, and we look forward to crowning state champions at Veterans Memorial for basketball and wrestling, and soccer still to be determined. We're working on the best venue for that right now.
Well, basketball continues to blow up. We see these athletes like Koa Pico and what he's doing right now at the University of Arizona, and all these different athletes in Arizona blowing up at a national scale. From where you're sitting and you're watching Arizona blow up, now we're a couple years in the open division, right? But how do you see basketball in Arizona continue on this really incredible trajectory to really become a bigger staple nationally across the board?
You know, it's an excellent question, and the biggest thing that student athletes and parents need to know is that you can have the full high school experience an incredible athletic experience and still get top-level scholarships. You know, we saw that this week with the St. Mary's kid committing to Duke. You see it with Koa. You see it with Cameron Williams. You see it just all over the place. Kids who understand and parents who understand the importance of education-based athletics, understand the importance of that comprehensive high school opportunity, and are making the most of that and going on to the biggest stage. If anybody had any questions of how great Koa was, he answered it in that first game. I mean, he decided he was going to put his mark on college, the NCAA basketball situation very quickly, and it was great to see.
And you look at the Open Division now, soccer, basketball, we're going to football now. But to me, when I see the Open Division, it's opportunities for these athletes. That's the first thing that I see. Whether it's in football now, a handful of these schools are going to get that extra game, get back to go down 6-8 if you get that loss. To me, I see more opportunity for our Arizona athletes to go improve themselves, put film on tape, get an opportunity to get their college career paid for and go get a degree.
Yeah, it is tremendous opportunity. You know, not only you mentioned the Open, but we also have the Copper Championship for the 1A through 3A schools in basketball, which was incredibly successful last year and gave more opportunity as well. You know, and we tell kids all the time when we talk to them, play as long as you can play wherever you can play. Because when it's over, it's over. So take advantage of every opportunity that you have. And in today's world where everybody has film on Huddle or the NFHS network or whatever the case may be, and you know everybody has access to social media, colleges will find you. That's their job. So go out, have a great time, do a great job, and then look for those opportunities and take advantage of them.
Football championships coming up here both next weekend for the small schools, out to Mount America Stadium coming up, December 5th and 6th. But I need to know from you, first fall, as the executive director of the AIA, if you could kind of put a gift wrap, a bow here on what this first fall has meant to you, how would you put that?
You know, one of my favorite things to do, Devin, is to watch parents watch their kids play. Because the excitement and the pure joy of celebration and sometimes heartbreak, you can see it in the faces of parents when they watch their kids do the things that they love to do. And so if we're going to wrap this in a bow, that absolutely exemplifies what we do and what we're about. We want to continue to serve our member schools. You know, our Blitz 282 initiative is just about to wrap up, where we've been to every high school in the state, having great conversations with folks at St. John's and Round Valley and Rio Rico and Morenci, you know, and River Valley, all throughout the state. And it's been absolutely fantastic to hear the great stories from each school, to learn about how we can serve better, and to see their outstanding facilities. And so it's been wonderful on our end. We look forward to continuing that. It's going to be a great end to the fall season and a great kickoff to the winter season as well.
Dr. Jim Dean, appreciate all you're doing for the sport, all for these high school athletes. And thanks for jumping on in today and hanging out this year on Winter Sports Media Day.
Absolutely. And I do want to say thank you, by the way, to Mesa Athletics and to Sports 360 AZ for putting this on. We know both of those organizations continue to have the same vision that we have to elevate opportunities for kids. Thank you guys very much.
Dr. Jim Dean, if you're at any football game and even some winter sports here in the coming weeks, there's probably an 89% chance you'll probably see him run around somewhere on the sideline.